Hi everyone, how's life? And welcome to the very first Halloween Soiree of Disneyland Paris in 2022. Today is the 29th of October 2022. As I said, I'm currently standing in front of the Disneyland Hotel. That is the main entrance to Disneyland Park. The Halloween party, or soiree if you like, starts at 9 p.m. It is currently about 7:15 p.m. So we've got another hour or so until the party officially starts. But it's always good to get there a little bit early just in case it takes a while to actually get inside the park. So come along with me. Hopefully it should be a very nice and spooky night. It is so cool being able to see some of the fireworks from Illuminations, Disney's Illuminations, happening right now by the castle because it's around 7 o'clock, and of course they have to close the park a little bit early on this Saturday night for the Halloween soiree. But yeah, it's a different look at the fireworks actually, not something you normally get to see. Now this is going to be my second time doing the Halloween soiree here in Disneyland Paris. I did it first once in 2016, so if you haven't checked out my Halloween or October vlogs from 2016, it's a long time ago, granted, well, like 6 years ago, you might be able to see a glimpse of what it was like then. I dressed up as Pocahontas, and today, as you can see, I'm just very Halloweenified. I didn't dress up as any particular character, just loads of things on my mind, which hasn't allowed me to unfortunately dress up, but I'm still in theme with Halloween. I've got these as well, which I believe I got from Mickey's Not So Scary in Disney World Magic Kingdom a few years ago. They were selling them there. So yeah, we are going to go in now. I'm very curious to see what it's going to be like, what changes they've done in the past 6 years of me not attending it. Last year they did it for the first time post-pandemic, and apparently it was very different, and obviously understandably so because of the pandemic. But I believe this year a lot of things have come back, including some of the scary zones, which I'm really looking forward to experiencing, some character meets as well. I think the only person I really want to meet is Mickey Mouse in his Halloween costume. So yeah, we better get in now. Shout out to the cast members working really hard to keep everything organized. On event evenings like tonight, it can be quite difficult because obviously, as you can see, there's a group of people leaving the park at the moment, and people who have Halloween party tickets, soiree tickets, can go that way. I believe that is the way, yes. And you can see the sign here as well that actually says costume tips. So if you are going to wear a costume, there are some things that you have to be aware of that you can or cannot wear. Of course, you are allowed to actually dress up on this particular night for the soirees, but because we're still at Disney and it's a family-friendly environment, there are still things that you have to, you know, not wear, really. But you can dress up as your favorite characters, Disney characters, if you wish to, which is one of my favorite things actually about these parties, because you can actually, you know, people watch and spot some really fun-looking costumes. But yeah, I've already spotted a random ghost here, a random lit-up ghost here by the right-hand side of the Disneyland Hotel. Loads of people seem to be wanting to take photos of it, and I believe this is the way, this is the entryway to get inside the park. But before we go in, one of my lovely subscribers wanted to say a quick hello to the vlog. What's your name?
Mark.
And yeah, you've had a good time in Disneyland Paris so far?
Of course.
Amazing.
You can't come here and not have a good time.
Amazing. Best thing you've done though on this trip?
Oh, I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean was epic.
Always good.
That went up to my #1 ride, and then we went on the new, I can't remember what it's called, the new Avengers ride.
Yeah.
Roller coaster.
Strike Force.
Yeah,
really cool. Really fun.
If you ever imagine what it'd be like to be a superhero, go on that ride and you will find out.
It is such a good roller coaster. It really
epic.
is.
So I might go on it again tomorrow.
Amazing. Well, thank you for saying hi. Thank you for watching videos.
Take care.
It is always lovely meeting you guys, and you can see a poster here that says access in English, and the queue seems to be quite long, but hopefully it's not going to take too long to get us inside the park. I do have my ticket here. As you can see, I think the price for this was about £70 if I'm not mistaken, so you just have to have it on your phone for them to scan it. And just like that, we are officially inside the park. You know, I like my stopwatches, so I actually did time it to see exactly how long it was going to take to get to the parks from the beginning of the queue, and it took about 10 minutes. That is nothing. So well done to Disneyland Paris. They have definitely improved a lot in the sense of, you know, the queuing organization side of things. I've attended loads of events at Disneyland Paris over the past 5-6 years, and this has been probably the best one just in terms of the entry, how quickly we managed to enter the parks. It's been a great experience so far. I have high hopes for the evening as well. And I mean, look at the decorations, look at the entrance of Disneyland Park here with the 30th anniversary stuff as well as the Halloween overlay. It looks awesome, especially in the dark. And you can see here bracelet pickup next to the train station. I believe that's where you can go to pick up your bracelets. However, I do actually already have mine. When I joined the queue to enter the parks, I showed basically a cast member my ticket for the party, and they gave me one of these wristbands. So life is easy now. We are free to go, and the reason we get given these is to make it easy for cast members to differentiate between party guests and regular guests who obviously cannot stay until a certain point. I am already seeing so many cool costumes. Like, I literally just saw a Hades go past. A Hades, a Sally, an Ursula. I love it. The creativity that people put into these costumes is fantastic, and the spirit, the atmosphere, everything at the moment feels great. The weather's nice. I might even have to take my jacket off because at the moment moment at least, it's not too cold. Now, the party hasn't officially started yet. As you can see, the guests on this side are regular guests of the parks, and they're cheering for Mickey and Minnie in their 30th anniversary costumes up there. The current time is probably about 5 or 10 minutes to 8 p.m, so we've got an hour still to wait until the official start time of the party. I'm loving the cheers that Mickey and Minnie are getting. Imagine being so awesome and so well loved that just like doing this, just by appearing, you get cheers from people. Of course, Mickey and Minnie do deserve it though. They are amazing. Anyway, interestingly, they are sending everyone with a Halloween bracelet who are here for the soiree to this side, which normally, as you probably know, this kind of is considered backstage. This is where the parade comes out of and sometimes finishes. But yeah, this is where we're heading. Exciting. These Halloween events, honestly. This is my third time doing a Halloween event at a Disney park. I did the soiree in Paris in 2016. I did Mickey's Not So Scary in 2018 in Florida, and now I'm back here in Paris. I would love to do Oogie Boogie Bush, Oogie Boogie Bash in, oh my god, look at the smoke machine in California. Also shout out to Heather, one of my lovely followers, Heather, subscribers. Nice to meet you, Heather. I just had a lovely chat with her on my way here, but yeah, honestly, no idea. There's some nice projections there though. There's a bat there behind me. I'm just following the crowd, to be honest. And I just bumped into what's your names?
Lee!
Jenna! Diana! Amazing, are you excited for the party, guys?
Oh yeah!
Let's go! Anyway, we are continuing the journey. There's a little pumpkin projection going on here as well. I still have no idea where we're going. I'm guessing this is going to eventually lead us to the castle, which you can see the top of the castle, and it looks amazing. Also, guys, just how interesting to see some of Autopia here. Hello! Yeah, you can see the Autopia cars just around here. There's Hyperspace Mountain over there. Such an interesting view. It's something that you don't get. They do sometimes open up this area of the parks when it gets really busy, but normally it is considered backstage. And just like that, we are back on stage again. We are no longer in the backstage area. You can see where the gates kind of close just over there. I think clearly it was just a way to get people to not mix with the regular guests, because there's so many people in the park at the same time. And like I said, great organization. Honestly, Disneyland Paris, well done. So I've still got about an hour, exactly an hour, until the party officially starts. One thing I really would like to do is to meet Mickey Mouse, as I mentioned earlier, in his Halloween party. And I feel like his queue is going to be quite long. He's in Meet Mickey in Fantasyland from 9 p.m. to 11, and the party is on until 2 a.m. So we've got a long night here ahead of us. There's loads to see, loads of shows to see, loads of villains hopefully. But I might head over to Fantasyland just to see what his queue is like, because if I'm not mistaken, people probably have already started queuing for him. So we might just join the queue early and maybe kind of try and maximize our time that way. Some quick service restaurants are open, by the way, for the Halloween soirees. As you can see, this one here, Cafe Hyperion in Discoveryland, and it has quite a long queue as well. Loads of people are probably hoping to eat here before the party officially starts in an hour. So you can see here they've got a couple of cast members checking people's bracelets, Halloween bracelets, before they actually let people come this way. So I'm just going to show it to them. Thank you very much, thank you. So there you go, we've got the castle here in front of us. There is going to be a castle show here, I believe, with the Evil Queen, which I'm very keen to see. That is at 9 p.m. They've got a few different showings of it as well, so we might watch it a little bit later. You can see some keen fans have already started taking their places though for the castle show starting in about an hour's time. You see this area of the park right here, right next to the old annual pass office, which RIP no longer is an annual pass office, sadly. But this is normally, even during daytime, one of my favourite walkways because it's not very busy. And look, even on a party night like today, where it's generally quite busy throughout the parks, this area, hardly anyone behind me. So if you just want to feel like you're not overly crowded by people, if you want a bit of a break, I would recommend coming here. It's on the way to It's a Small World. Fantasyland is looking so cute though, look at it. The teacups there, they've kind of put like a projection again of orange hues a little bit, which has made it very, very cool. And it's just nice to see in the dark, to be honest. Fantasyland is such a gorgeous land just generally. And earlier I saw somebody who I thought was Belle, like the real Belle, but it turns out it was just a guest dressed up as Belle. But yeah, very cool. I think there might be somebody oh yeah, there you go. You can meet Gaston here at Princess Pavilion, which is a very weird place for him to be. Can you imagine like going in there to Princess Pavilion to meet Gaston instead of a princess? And I just bumped into the lovely, what's your name?
Devon.
Devon and
Jasper.
waiting in line to meet Gaston.
Yes.
First in line.
Very excited. First time meeting
I'm
the
excited. Oh my god. I'm excited for you. Is he your favorite villain, would you say?
Well, he has one of the best songs for sure. So
He does.
That's
He
definitely
does.
catchy. So.
Love their outfits, by the way. Amazing. Thank you for
Thank
saying
you
hi.
so
Nice
much.
to meet you guys.
Lovely
Bye
day.
bye. But we are heading towards meet Mickey Mouse because I'm really determined to meet Mickey in his Halloween outfit today. And I think the line, as you can see already, is very, very long. I mean, it's coming out of the place. I am gonna guess an hour and a half maybe, but I am gonna put the timer on so we can, oh, there you guys are gonna start. There you go, just so we can get an actual accurate idea of how long it's gonna take me to get inside there and meet Mickey. So in the queue for Mickey, I just noticed a lot of people in front of me like getting excited about something going on at Alice's Labyrinth, and hopefully you can see there's the Queen of Hearts in the back, all the way down there. This is as close as we can get to the Queen of Hearts. And yeah, just casually waving at people up there. Very fun. And again, you can see the beautiful, beautiful teacups here as well. So far, I've been in the queue for about 15-20 minutes, but I've been chatting to the lovely girls in front of me. They're French, and it's been amazing. It's been nice for me to practice my French as well. Well, they finally opened the Meet Mickey Mouse doors, so we can actually go inside and queue. This is the official 9:00 p.m. time. This is when the party starts. So there you go. I feel like the queue will actually start to move from now on, and hopefully it won't be too long. Actually, my guess is now going to be 45 minutes. We'll see. And oh my god, I think the best surprise of all for tonight so far has been the fact that they put the Mickey animations back inside Meet Mickey. This is so cool. This has not been the case for the past 2 years and a bit, basically since the pandemic started. They had to change the scenes, the stage, but now they're back. It makes life so much easier waiting in line for Mickey here.
Hello, welcome everyone.
Oh, sorry,
It's okay, put your stuff, no problem, it's okay.
Nice to meet you. You look amazing. Aw, what a lovely mouse you are.
Oh, spin around, spin around. Oh, wow.
I've got loads of your faces here as a pumpkin everywhere, even here. Look at it. I love you.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
You
yeah,
made
I
it.
saw that earlier. It's amazing. It's in the shape of you.
He did it.
Yeah,
did
you did it by yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's
isn't he?
amazing,
He's
of
an
course.
artist.
Of
I
course,
love
yes.
it. Mickey, you look amazing. Can we get some photos?
Here we go, of course.
Thank you.
You're perfect. Okay, another one, Mickey. Wow. And for the last one, and perfect. Thank you, Mickey. You're perfect.
Oh, your outfit is amazing. You've been the highlight of my night. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's so cute.
See you later.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And take just a photo of
Oh
us.
yes, thank you.
And it's perfect. Thank you. It's my pleasure. No problem. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, Vicky.
Thank you so much.
very much.
And have a magical
Thank
day.
you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye, Vicky. Thank you. We are not even going to talk about how long I was in that queue, guys. But we are, because I want to give you some information. This is the reason I do these vlogs. 2 hours and 21 minutes was the exact time from the time I finished my meet with Mickey Mouse. I was probably in a queue for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Was it worth it? Actually, on this occasion, I would say it was, because Mickey did look amazing. It's like a one-off special outfit that he was wearing for Halloween of 2022. I had never met him in his costume this way before, so I'm happy I met him. But one thing I will say about character meets at these Halloween events, or any of the events at Disneyland Paris, is that they take a long time. The queues are very long for them normally. They're very, very popular. So really you have to choose kind of one character of the characters that are going to be around, and then just going to have that be your main person, your main character, and do them as soon as the party starts, because often these character meets also finish at around 11 p.m. So I'm pretty sure Mickey's meet is either like closed already or about to get closed. I know that for Oogie Boogie, which I'm going to insert a photo of here, shout out to DLP Report, thank you for the photo. Oogie Boogie is also meeting in Frontierland, I believe, and his queue apparently closed before the party even officially started. So before 9 p.m, the queue for him was so long already that they had to close it. Same for Miguel from Coco, which I would have loved to meet, but again, his queue was very long. So you can't meet more than one character, unless it's like the less popular ones, such as like Jafar, for instance. Jafar is also around, or characters that you can also see in the day, so it's not special to Halloween time, not like Mickey with his costume. Then those ones probably won't have like as long of a queue. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy I met him, but it is now 11:15 p.m. Oh, you're right. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. I love it. Like, think moments like that actually bring a smile to my face. But what was I saying? Yes, so like rare special characters or characters in special costumes such as Mickey, do you get long queues? But it is now 11 p.m. So you got about 3 hours or so of the party left. And thankfully the shows and stuff have so many timings and they go up until about 1:30 in the morning. So I think I'm gonna head over to Frontierland now just to get a vibe of what it's like now. I think over there, I think Minnie might be having her little party situation by Cowboy Cookout if I'm not mistaken. Might even go on Phantom Manor just as a change because I've been stood on that queue for so long, 2 hours, over 2 hours. My body needs to just sit down for a bit. So that might be something to do as well, and then we'll head over to bonjour. Then we might head to one of the shows, either the Castle Stage Show or another one at Videopolis in Discoveryland featuring Yzma, which will be very cool to see. I've decided I'm going to head into Adventureland first because it's on our way here, and I can already spot Captain Hook down there with Mr. Smee, so it'll be cool to see what's that all about. Well, this is fun. They're just chilling here right in front of Pirates of the Caribbean. The ride is just over there. Doesn't seem to have long ago queue either. Oh my God, are they literally... Oh. Look how awesome the pirate ship looks, by the way, in the evening with the colors on it, with the projections, and that bridge down there as well, all in Adventureland. Adventureland is such an amazing land here in Disneyland Paris, quite underrated. It's not one of my favorites, but hello, how are you? You're right.
I met you. Me and my mum, we were like, I really hope we see
Oh, nice to meet you. It's always so lovely meeting you guys. But yeah, how awesome does it look? And they've got fire as well under the area. This whole area is just so atmospheric, so perfect for Halloween. And I believe there's like a little ghost trail going on here as well in the caves right next to the ship, which, to be honest, those caves can be quite scary just generally, let alone if there's some ghosts in there. So oh my God, I can hear something. I can hear something going on by School Rock over there. Look how cool it looks. It looks amazing. Seriously, the theming here in this land, in Adventureland, for this night is phenomenal. I mean, outstanding. It just looks amazing, and you can tell there are so many people kind of just chilling in this area, just wanting to take it all in, this whole atmosphere that they've got going on. And in a second, we are going to go inside the caves as well. I'm going to brave it. Apparently, officially, they've named this area Pirates Scary Island, or something like that. So we're gonna go inside some of these caves, see what we see, just take it all in, you know. I really have no idea what to look for. I'm just here for the atmosphere more than anything. We're in a cave. The thing is, even though I've been to Disneyland Paris so many times, this part of the park, inside the caves, is where I can hear some screams, is where I still don't feel 100% like comfortable with, as in like sometimes I get lost. People are screaming, people are screaming. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. I don't know what the pirate is doing.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais avec ça? Qu'est-ce que c'est ce petit hamster qui est là?
Oh non.
Hein? Le petit hamster. À la broche, c'est délicieux. C'est délicieux. C'est un méchoui tellement. Bah oui, regarde-moi ça. Ça fait si longtemps qu'on est en mer.
Vous pouvez pas le manger, vous pouvez pas le manger, vous voulez quoi faire?
Non mais la peur c'est dans la tête, j'ai pas peur.
Oh wow.
Bah oui, je me doute.
That was actually overwhelming. I need a moment.
Ton nom comme ça.
Ah mais ouais.
Oh non.
Rassemblement. Vas-y, non pas maintenant. Qui? Lissol. Oh mais. Allez que. Allez que. Allez que.
you want? I'm sorry, I can't give myself to you. I'm sorry.
I think she loves your ears.
Oh no, you want my ears?
Yeah.
I'm
We
happy
can
to
give you
sacrifice
one
my
if
ears
you want.
to you. You want to eat them? I mean,
It's pumpkins.
pumpkins. Yeah, you can't eat my ears. Oh, guys, I need to actually get out. I fear this is too much. How do I get out? Lord have actual mercy. I'm really scared there's no one here. I think this might be the way out. Okay. I think we're getting out. Sorry about the blurriness, by the way. There's so much smoke and so much happening. Yes, I found the way out. Thank God.
Faites-le et libérez-vous de sa malédiction, qui sera suffisamment courageux pour entrer.
Heading over to Frontierland now, and I love how I'm just casually walking behind a couple of evil queens, and I believe that's Lady Tremaine as well. It's just amazing. Everyone's costumes is incredible here. Anyway, inside Frontierland we go, and I still absolutely love this Halloween decoration at the entrance of this land for this season. And oh my God, please just appreciate how awesome Phantom Manor looks for this special evening for the Halloween Soiree 2022 at Disneyland Paris, the very first one back. Oh, it looks incredible. You can see the ghosts dancing there. I definitely need to go on Phantom Manor tonight, I feel like, just because of how awesome it looks from the outside. I mean, it always looks great, but with the projections, it looks even better. And you can still hear the screams from Big Thunder Mountain from time to time. There you go. The train's just going by. Woo! So it is worth noting actually that if you're a ride person and if you have a ticket for the Halloween parties, then going on the rides might be a good use of your time here. It's not going to be any different to any other time of the day, but normally the ride queue times will be very, very short because most people come to these soirees to meet characters, do the trails, you know, where you meet friendly, well, not so friendly pirates who scare you, or the shows and that sort of thing. So yeah, the rides normally do have a short queue time, and I feel like Big Thunder Mountain, which normally is very, very, very popular, would be a good one to do if you're a big fan of it, and if you come, you know, at a time when it's very busy throughout the day, then you can spend like 20 minutes of your time from the party doing Big Thunder Mountain or Phantom Manor. And I think Phantom Manor probably is going to be more popular tonight because it's a bit more Halloweeny as an attraction. But Big Thunder Mountain just makes me so happy. I mean, if I had the time, there's more things that I want to do. Like I want to do the two shows, Yzma shows and the Evil Queen show. Otherwise, I would actually queue up and go on Big Thunder Mountain tonight. It is also worth noting that some of the shops are also open throughout the night. So you can see the Frontierland shop, the main one, is open. There are some guests inside looking at the merch, buying stuff. And then this area, Frontierland, of course, all cocoa-fied for the Day of the Dead for Halloween. Just looks amazing with all the lights and twinkles, especially in the dark. Looks like Fuente del Oro is also open for the evening. It is currently 11:15 p.m. so quite late, but as you can see there are some people having their dinner here, just chilling, having a little snack. And even some of the snack carts, like this snack cart over there is selling popcorn. Late at night I saw another one earlier that was selling some Halloween snacks and ice creams. And I've just found Miguel's location. It's just over here where normally Mickey and Minnie would meet throughout the Halloween season. You can see his back over there. I have a feeling they've probably already closed the queue. Yeah, you can see there's a couple of cast members at the end of the queue, kind of hinting that you can't really join the queue anymore at this point. It is 11:15 as I said, but there he is, looking amazing. I feel like Miguel, especially these days, thanks to Dream and Shine Brighter, is so much more popular, and it's so nice that you can finally actually meet him for one night only here in Disneyland Paris. The lighting in this vlog is going to be all over the place, but that's because obviously I'm filming in the dark and there are so many projections from all over the place, so bear with me on that and apologies. But I am heading towards, I believe, Minnie's Halloween party situation. It's like a dance party. I can hear some noise coming. It's a shame with Miguel. I would have absolutely loved to meet him, but again, you have to make a decision between Mickey, Miguel. Like I said, Oogie Boogie, his queue, like it was closed by the time the party started. He's that popular. So I don't know what the solution is really with character meets in Disneyland Paris. They are so popular, and I think they just need to have so many more characters out, and maybe have people like Miguel out more often, because he's not necessarily a Halloween character. Mickey had a Halloween costume on, but Miguel can be met any time of the year, right? Anyway, I'm hearing some dance, some dancing. Let's go and check this area out.
Daisy et si on jouait à ton jeu préféré? Your favorite Halloween game?
Avec plaisir.
So, we need a perfect...
sometime later. In actual fact, it's currently about 10 minutes to midnight. I spent about 20 minutes in a queue to get myself a bottle of water at Vitel and some Smarties, just because, as you can tell, it is quite late. It's nearly midnight, and I had a very, very early dinner on purpose because I wanted to try and maximize my time in the parks. I didn't want to spend my time in the parks eating, so I had my dinner at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm a little bit hungry, and I wanted something that isn't like a full-on meal. So I got the Smarties. It took a while, but I'm by the beautiful castle now, and you can see there are loads of people kind of waiting outside. I think there might be something going on here as well. Maybe another one of the trails where the villains come from time to time. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Maleficent comes out from time to time on the castle. We are going to try and see if we can catch her, if that is the case indeed. But for now, I have come back to the castle stage where we saw earlier, where they have a show going on at 10 past midnight. So I want to try and catch that one because this is the second to last one, and I'm worried that if I don't make this one, the next one will be very full, because already, like, I thought I was going to get here, have a nice place to sit, relax, but honestly there's so many people crowded here right now trying to catch this one penultimate show of this villain show with the evil queen that it's impossible to find a spot to sit, let alone just find a spot to actually see the show. I have found somewhere now where I think it's like decent enough, so Lord have mercy, my plans of sitting have failed. I've now been standing in a queue or walking around for the past 6 hours, I want to say, roughly, but it's okay. I think something might be happening because the music has just gone down.
Ma reine, vous êtes la plus belle de toutes.
Je le sais. La question était purement rhétorique. I put a spell on you for about 300 years, right down to the day you're invited to the ball where you slay. I put a spell on you, and I put a spell on you, and
Par pitié, une fois encore, soyez magnanime. Je vous le promets, ce bal sera grandissime. J'ai prévu quelques extraits. Voici Maléfique.
Faites place, je suis arrivée, et ce n'est qu'un petit aperçu de mes qualités. Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
C'est moi, le seul, l'unique, le meilleur. Et je suis venu accompagner. Lui-même, enchanté. Mais n'ayez pas peur, du moins, pour l'instant.
Miroir, j'espère pour toi que la présence de ces nouveaux convives sera diaboliquement récréative. Bienvenue à vous!
Si vous insistez d'un coup d'auriculaire, je peux lui briser le verre. Très chers amis des ténèbres, c'est un bal. Nous sommes ici pour danser. Sage parole, docteur Facilier.
C'est mon bal! C'est moi que vous devriez féliciter! Je suis la plus belle et la plus diabolique!
So, the castle show with the evil queen as the star, I think it's officially called something like the Disenchanted Ball of the Evil Queen and the Villains, or something like that. It obviously features the evil queen and a few other Disney villains as well. It was fun. I mean, a bit chaotic with trying to get a spot. Like I said, one thing that I think Disneyland Paris could do better, and I kind of understand why they don't do this, is the fact that they have all the character meets kind of ending at 11 p.m. So obviously most people coming to these events are going to spend the first couple of hours going to character meets because they're only out for about 2 hours. And then the next 3 hours, the last 3 hours, is when people will try to do the shows and stuff, which means the last few shows of the party will be very, 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 very busy. I was about to say very expensive. I mean, the actual party is probably like £75 or something. Not too bad. I believe the one on the 31st is a little bit more expensive because you get half an hour extra. But yeah, because of that, it was just really difficult to even get a spot. And the actual show, whilst it was good, it could have been better. I mean, I feel like things could always be better, but it didn't wow me. It wasn't anything spectacular. It wasn't anything memorable. It was fun to see the villains on stage. The songs they used for every villain was fine. Overall, I'm glad they used the castle stage for something at this event, but it definitely wasn't anything that I would be like, oh, you definitely need to see this by any means. In fact, I feel like I had more fun in the caves with those pirates scaring me, or even meeting Mickey. For me, I prefer that, because the show, I mean, it was fun, right? It was fun seeing the villains, but I wish they did something more. Anything, just more effects, maybe more fireworks, because there really wasn't much fireworks. There was a couple of like fire elements which you would have seen. But yeah, I've now been standing here for the past 5 minutes or so. I'm just standing by Plaza Gardens. Plaza Gardens actually was open tonight as well until about a few hours ago, I want to say. And I think it had like special Halloween characters tonight, but it closed at like 10:30 p.m. So currently the time is 12:30, obviously half past midnight. The next showing of Yzma's show at Videopolis in Discoveryland is at 1:30 a.m. So I've got an hour until then. I thought I was planning to go back to Frontierland to maybe go on Phantom Manor, but I just don't know if, number one, I have the energy, and number two, I just don't know if it's logical. As in, I'm very close to Discoveryland right now, and now that I know how crazy and busy these shows are going to be, I want to try and get a spot for Yzma's show a little bit early, so kind of maybe join the queue in the next 5-10 minutes to make sure that I at least get a decent view for that show, because I'm intrigued to see her. So I think in the next 5-10 minutes I might just walk around to Main Street, because honestly the crowds are, there's a lot of people here. You can from time to time, like obviously this area here, quiet, and you know, I hope that with my vlogs I can kind of show you some areas that you can go to as well at these parties when it does get a bit overwhelming for you, or if you just feel like you're just too many people around you. Places like Plaza Gardens right now that is closed, nobody's going to want to be here, so it's nice to get a bit of a break. Main Street USA, areas by the castle are insanely crazy, like it's really hard to even get through people. So me trying to get from here right now to Frontierland on the other side is going to take about 10-15 minutes just trying to get through the crowd. So unfortunately no Phantom Manor for me tonight. It's fine, it looked pretty anyway. I'm glad I got to see the projections on it, but we are going to go and try and see what's going on Main Street, because I think they've got some projections going on some of the shops here, and then head over to Videopolis for Yzma's show. Oh my god. Alright, well there seems to be something going on in the castle, maybe like a projection show, because I'm hearing some interesting noises here from Main Street. Well, it just seems to be some fun, scary, spooky projections on the castle from my understanding, but I wanted to show you Main Street USA as well, because you can see the greens going on and the smoky vibes, the smoky effects. You can't even really see the train station on the back. Oh my god, I'm hearing ghosts. I don't know what's going on. To be honest, like the atmosphere on Main Street is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, the sounds on Main Street are, they're unsettling. They are unsettling. I definitely don't think this is like an event that children would enjoy that much, especially kids under the age of 4 or 5. I don't think it's like the same as Mickey's Not So Scary in Florida. But as an adult, I have to say I am really appreciating not only the projections, but even the music, the sound effects. They might be unsettling, they might be a bit creepy, but they're also very cool. They're very spooky, they're very Halloweeny. Look how weird it feels to walk down Main Street at the moment. That's the station, the train station, the entrance of Disneyland Park, all the way down there. But you can't even really see it because of all the smoke everywhere. And the details on the shops as well. Look at that, it's just so cool. The music is just so bizarre though. It feels so strange, honestly. And again, I'm loving everyone's costumes. It's just, the Main Street is the place to be, I feel like. If you want to really feel the spookiness of this event, stay on Main Street, spend your whole event here. Hi, how are you? And I just bumped into the lovely, what's your name?
My name's Leia.
Amazing outfit, really, really cool. And what's been the best thing you've done at the event tonight?
We met Oogie Boogie and that was just amazing.
I love that, I love that. And you also met Chewie,
Yeah, and
Chewbacca?
Chewie, yeah.
So cool. What do you make of the whole vibe, like all the
Oh,
projections?
it's so fun, honestly. It's like, the atmosphere is great.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so spooky. It really is,
Yeah,
like,
it's
you really
amazing.
feel the Halloween vibe. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the videos. Thank you. Nice to meet you. On our way to Discoveryland, I just wanted to show you this bin. I know it's just a bin, but with the projections and the shadows of the branches, I love it. I've honestly spent the past 5 minutes standing here trying to get the perfect shot of the bin. I don't know why. It just call me weird, but I love it. It looks so cool. Anyway, let's head over to Discoveryland, where we are back in Discoveryland now, where we more or less started this soiree on this evening hours and hours ago now. It is currently about 1:45 a.m. So we've got just over an hour left of the party. Like I said, Yzma's show, the last one, is meant to start at 1:30. Hopefully it's going to be okay getting a seat. The Videopolis Theatre is pretty big and I just want to sit down because, as I said, I haven't had a chance to sit down for the past, at this point, 7 hours. And you know what it's like when you just stand in a queue. I think the Mickey queue, just not being able to move. Walking is fine, but when you just stand on your feet for like 2 hours straight, it can be a bit tiring. So it'd be nice to sit down for a few minutes. Honestly, shout out to everyone who's wearing amazing costumes. I just walked past a Cinderella and the stepsisters coming out of the Cafe Hyperion, and it was awesome. And there were so many other incredible costumes and outfits everywhere you look. That's one of my favorite things about coming to these events. Anyway, Videopolis Theatre is just over here. I'm seeing loads of people coming this way. My guess is that the penultimate Yzma show has just finished. So these are people coming out of the theatre, I hope, because I would really like to be able to go in. We'll see. Okay, thankfully it's all good. I have joined the queue. There is quite a long queue actually. There are quite a lot of people in front of me, so I'm glad I joined right now. It's currently 10 minutes to 1. As I said, the show starts in about 40 minutes at 1:30, so 40 minutes to wait. I think it's a wise choice because otherwise who knows if I would have even got a seat or even been able to see this show if I'd gone all over to Fantasyland again to go on Phantom Manor. And Phantom Manor, the actual attraction is no different to any other time of the day, so it would have been cool. Like, part of me still thinks it would have been nice, and maybe the 2-hour Mickey queue shouldn't have happened, but then I'm really happy I met Mickey, so what can you do? You do have to make choices when you come to these events. And bonus, I can finally start eating my Smarties. I literally only just opened these Smarties that I got over an hour ago at this point because I was so hungry and wanted a little snack. But now I can spend the next 40 minutes enjoying these whilst I wait to Yzma, for Yzma. And we are finally going in. It is currently about 20 minutes past, bonjour, bonsoir. And it is currently about 20 minutes past 1 in the morning. So yeah, excited. Shout out to the cast members doing an awesome job of directing everyone so that all the rows are filled. I think I'm just gonna go, we're gonna go in this one here. There. Pretty nice to be sitting. I can't wait to sit, literally. I'm excited to sit. I've never been this excited about this. I am an absolute mess. Like, my hair is a mess, but it has not felt this good to sit down in a long, long time.
Chers amis, bienvenue à Yzmapolis, la cachette secrète d'Yzma. Rendez-vous dans 10 minutes pour découvrir les plans machiavéliques d'Yzma.
On dit machiavélique, grand dadais.
Okay, so as you probably just heard that, the show is going to start in 10 minutes. And we have a pretty decent view as well. I don't think I've ever, well, apart from the 25th anniversary of Disneyland Paris, I don't think I've ever seen Yzma up close. So I'm very excited just to see it.
Bienvenue à Yzmapolis. Est-ce que vous êtes prêts pour le spectacle? Alors, c'est parti!
Bienvenue dans ma vie, bienvenue chez moi, bienvenue dans l'Empire où seul je fais la loi. Yzmapolis, ma métropolis, j'aime cet endroit. Yzmapolis, ma métropolis, vous êtes tous pour une et chacun pour moi.
Par erreur, j'ai transformé ce cher couscous en lama. Trouver des agents pour réaliser mon plan.
Oui, Yzma, et tu vas être fier de moi.
C'est ce que nous allons voir. Présente-moi le premier agent.
Oui, elle nous vient de très très loin. Ce sera la seule à pouvoir se faufiler jusqu'à Cusco.
Chercher, tu sais quoi?
Je sais quoi? Quoi?
La potion!
Ah, la potion! La potion.
Voici Yzma, la potion magique pour un effet fantastique!
Inès, est-ce que vous pouvez nous dire dans le micro, s'il vous plaît, quelle est la première lettre du prénom auquel vous pensez? Un M? Je monte Inès.
Yzma Police!
Bien fort, tous nos agents.
Okay, well, I'm out of the Yzma show, Yzma, and I have some thoughts about that, but it is currently, hopefully you can see, it is literally 4 minutes to 2 a.m, so the party officially ends in 4 minutes, and I've got an Uber waiting for me in 15 minutes. So I need to make my way out of the park as quickly as possible, because honestly, with these events, unless you're staying on site or if you have a car or whatever, when they finish so late, it can be very difficult getting to where you need to get to. So I'm gonna finish my thoughts and everything when I get back to my hotel. See you then. Okay, well, I am now back in my hotel room. The time is about 3 minutes to 3 a.m. My journey took much longer than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be organized. You know, I booked myself an Uber because apparently you can reserve Ubers. This is something I'd never done before. But I, realized that apparently it's a thing where you can just book in advance and tell your Uber what time you want them to come and pick you up. So I did that like 8 hours ago. It was all confirmed. I kept getting messages throughout the evening as well, every hour, like, don't worry, your Uber will be there at 2:15 a.m, which is the time that I'd booked it for. Drivers changed about like 3 or 4 times, like as I was leaving Disneyland Paris to get to Marne-la-Vallée station, which is obviously the main station of Disneyland Paris. That's where the Ubers come normally. I had so many driver changes, and eventually there was one driver who seemed to stay, and he just was not there. He wasn't there. I got there, I looked everywhere for the car for him. Like honestly, I'm telling you, it's not difficult to find Uber drivers at Marne-la-Vallée station. I've done it plenty of times before, and there weren't that many cars there either, actually, because I did, try to leave quite early to kind of skip the crowds that were coming after me. So I looked at every single car plenty of times. I also messaged my Uber driver 3 or 4 times saying, hey, I can't find you. This is what I'm wearing. Can you see me? Because I have looked everywhere. I also called them twice and they just didn't answer. And then after about 5-10 minutes, they decided to cancel on me. It was very annoying. Not only was it annoying, apparently I also still need to pay this Uber driver, which is something that I noticed sort with the Uber because this was not my fault. And the fee for the Uber was 33 euros. That's a lot. That is a lot. And sorry that I'm ranting. I just wanted to talk about the travel experience a little bit as well, because it is difficult. So yeah, because obviously these events finish quite late, unless you're staying in a Disney hotel where it's, walking distance, or because it's Disney, they will still have the shuttle buses. And in fact, there was actually little posters that said, if you're staying in a Disney hotel, the navettes, the shuttle buses to the Disney hotels are still going to be running even at 2:30, 3 a.m. Don't you worry. And that makes sense because it's a Disney event. And honestly, even if the shuttle buses weren't running, if you're staying in a Disney hotel, you'd be fine anyway, because all of them are within walking distance and they all have really nice walking paths as well. I was staying off-site tonight. I'm staying at Hotel Élysée. You might be able to recognize the background. One of my favorite off-site hotels. This is one stop away from Marne-la-Vallée. It's at Val d'Europe. And normally you can get the RER, which is the French kind of underground/overground system. Like I said, it's only one stop away, but unfortunately the RER closes at around midnight, or 10 minutes past midnight is the very last one. So the station, the Marne-la-Vallée station, at this time of night was completely closed. And I knew that because I had a similar experience a few months ago when I went to Pride event, and again that finished late, and it took me ages to find an Uber to get me back to my hotel, because again I was staying off-site then as well. So I tried to be clever, plan in advance. Unfortunately it didn't work out, and I think because a lot of Uber drivers realize that so many people need them, and that's another reason why I booked in advance, because last time with Pride, because so many people wanted Ubers, there just weren't any around, and that's why I had to wait about 50 minutes last time just to get to one. So I thought I'm going to be clever and book one in advance, and I think it's really cheeky that they cancelled on me and still apparently want my money, the 33 euros, because apparently it's my fault when they weren't there and they didn't respond. And I was just left there trying to figure out another way. Suddenly at like 2:30 a.m. I was like, oh well, this driver suddenly decided to not reply to my messages, not take my calls. Like, he could have easily messaged on the app and he really just was not there. This person was not there. The car, at least, I looked at every single car multiple times. It didn't exist. So thankfully Hotel Élysée actually came to my rescue, because earlier in the day I had actually asked Hotel Élysée for the phone number of a taxi company. Like, I just asked them for recommendations of taxi companies that they use, and they'd given me one, and I just thought, you know, I'll just use Uber because it seems to be easier. I'm more familiar with Uber. I can just do it on the app. I don't have to actually call anybody. And so I decided to go down the Uber route, which I do not recommend anymore at this point, because once my Uber driver just randomly cancelled at 2:30, I rang this taxi company that Hotel Élysée recommended to me. I spoke in French, obviously, and explained the situation to them. I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm at Marne-la-Vallée station. Is it possible for somebody to come and pick me up and bring me to Hotel Élysée? Guy on the phone was really nice, and yeah, told me that somebody will be there with me in about 10 minutes and to basically stand in a certain position, because I didn't know exactly what car it was going to be. But yeah, I stood in a particular location. The driver came. I was really worried about getting in the wrong car, but it was absolutely fine. The lovely driver came and they said Hotel Élysée, one person, and I knew it was me. And the driver was so lovely, like so lovely. And honestly, when we got to Hotel Élysée, I thanked the driver, again all in French, so much. I literally told him, I was like, you saved me tonight. And he was like, no, don't worry. I was like, no, thank you, honestly, because he did say as well that apparently the taxi company rang him and woke him up, and I feel really bad about that. But there you go. It was very kind, and I wanted to give him a tip as well, but he wouldn't accept it. I was like, please, just, I want to give you a tip. And he was like, no, honestly, you know, your words are, you know, mean too much to me as it is, so you don't have to give me a tip. It's really fine. Amazing guy, really lovely guy. And the cost of the taxi with Hotel Élysée's taxi company that they use was 20 euros. 20 euros, I think 20 euros 90 or something. So a lot less expensive than what Uber was charging me, and a much better service. So now I know what to do, and this is something that I think might be useful to any of you guys as well if you're staying off-site. Obviously the taxi company that I'm using isn't necessarily Hotel Élysée's taxi company. It's just one that is nearby that Hotel Élysée, I guess, use and are partnered with in some ways. My recommendation is, if you are staying off-site, ask your reception, ask your hotel for a good taxi company that they use, and maybe sort out your like transport with them rather than relying on Ubers, because on nights like this, Ubers are not reliable. I mean, generally speaking, Ubers can be unreliable anyway, we all know this, but I do use Uber from time to time, and normally I don't have much of a problem with them. But like I said, when it gets very busy and drivers just want to kind of take advantage of you, make as much money as possible, then it becomes a problem. And actually, speaking of drivers taking advantage of you, as you know, at Marne-la-Vallée station in Disneyland Paris, there are normally quite a lot of regular taxis as well, like kind of French taxis with the taxi logos, and there were quite a few there as well who kept coming up to me and other people waiting, just being like, taxi. They were so desperate to make money from people. And at one point, whilst I was trying to figure out what to do when my Uber driver had cancelled, I was like, yeah, like a taxi, but I want to go to Hotel Elysée, which is only one stop away, as in like it's only like a 7-10 minute drive. And they were like, no, sorry, we only take people to central Paris. So they're there trying to, again, take advantage of people, only basically, you know, providing their service for people who want to go all the way to Paris, because that would be expensive, and you know, it would give them a lot of money. It would make them a hell of a lot of money, and so they're just not willing to take anybody only like 10 minutes away and only make like 20 euros, only 20 euros, you know? I actually mentioned this to my lovely driver tonight who brought me back to my hotel, and he was like, oh my god, that's terrible, they're awful, those taxi drivers, like it's a good thing you didn't go with them, they seem to just want to take advantage and etc. is what they do. And so that was nice. So yeah, just a little bit of, I guess, insight into the transport side of things, and I'm so sorry if you found this section boring, but it's the reality of it. And as I said, unless you're staying in a Disney hotel, or if you have your own car, then you might run into the same problem. Before we move on to the actual soiree though, it was really fun as well to get back to my hotel, Hotel Elysée, at this time of night. It's like 3 a.m. It was so empty in the lobby, nobody was there. One staff member heard me come in and just came and said, are you okay, do you want me to turn the lights on? Because I was doing a little bit of filming, and I was like, no, it's fine. And they've got some Halloween decorations here as well. I love this hotel. Check out my tour of this hotel if you haven't. Like I said, my favourite partner hotel near Disneyland Paris. But let's get back to the actual soiree now. So the last thing that we ended on was the Yzma show that we saw at Videopolis. Now, I went into it expecting something totally different. Like, I genuinely thought we were going to see Yzma and Kronk in their costumes. This is why I kind of mentioned earlier as well that the last time I saw Yzma was at the 25th anniversary of Disneyland Paris, because you got to see Yzma, like, not as a face character, as a fur character, if I'm not mistaken, and she was very cool, and that's kind of the Yzma that I was expecting. But it wasn't that. It was a face character, and so was Kronk. Kronk was also a face character, and it was definitely more of a show. And whilst initially I was a bit like, what is this, what am I watching, I really got into it. Like, within about 10 minutes or so, I kind of figured out what they were trying to do, and it was a kind of like a tongue-in-cheek performance with a lot of magicians in there as well. So you know, some cool elements as well, wow moments that the audience enjoyed. What I will say is that the whole show was entirely in French, so for me it wasn't a problem because I speak French, but I could tell that the comedy, the moments, some of them were lost unfortunately on the audience. And there was even a moment that had some audience interactions, and the guy on stage, obviously speaking French, was trying to find a couple of people to have this interaction with, and he went through a few different people, and none of them spoke French, and they were just like, no, and it became a little bit awkward until he finally found someone. Something to bear in mind, I would say, if you don't speak French at all, if you don't understand French, maybe it wouldn't be your thing, and maybe it might be best for you to just skip it and use that time doing other things. I don't know. I'd be really curious actually if any of you were at the party tonight, at the soiree, or if you're going on the 31st, and if you don't speak French, or if your French isn't very good, let me know if you went to the Yzma show and how your experience was. Like, did you enjoy it? Because I can't put myself in your position really. I just understand French, I speak French, but I don't know if the actual elements, the spectacle, was enough for me to enjoy it if I didn't speak French. Like, for instance, if the show was in Spanish or Italian or a language that I didn't speak, would I have enjoyed it? Probably not, actually. Probably not, because I think the fun elements of it were actually in the speaking parts and the little jokey parts that they did. And obviously, I mean, the magic parts were good as well. I suppose anyone can enjoy and appreciate the magic. And there was some singing too. And like I said, whilst it wasn't at all what I expected, I ended up overall thinking that it was actually kind of fun and a decent way to finish off the night. Oh my god, I just realised I had my ears on that I wanted to put, and I didn't put them on until now. Lord have mercy. Also, fun fact for you. So, you know how I got to my hotel at 3 o'clock in the morning? Look at the time right now. It is now about 10 minutes past 2. Sorry, 10 minutes past 2 a.m. because it's clock changing time. The 29th of October, well, technically the 30th now, which means we gain an hour, which is actually really nice, because tomorrow morning I have to get up extremely early for something very fun. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, because there'll be a very fun, exciting, special vlog coming up that I'm doing tomorrow in the park, something I've never done before, but it does mean that I need to get up at like 7 o'clock. And as you can see, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. It was actually technically 3, so at least I get an extra hour, that's good. But I need to wrap this up quickly so I can actually get ready for bed. Overall, I enjoyed this soiree. I thought it was significantly better than the one that I attended in 2016. Obviously, a lot has changed since then, so I would love to hear your thoughts if you went to the parties in the past few years, and what your experiences were like. But if I'm honest, I don't see myself going back next year. And that's how I felt about Mickey's Not So Scary as well. I feel like with these Halloween parties, it's kind of like a one-off type of thing for me anyway, or at least once every few years. So as you know, I went in 2016, but then I skipped it the following years. I didn't go to the Halloween party again until 2022, 6 years later. And now I don't feel like I have the urge to go again next year. I might now wait until 2024, 2025, or maybe even later. They're not a must-do for me, and that's exactly how I felt about Mickey's Not So Scary too, which you might find surprising. As much as I loved Mickey's Not So Scary, and I think Mickey's Not So Scary is definitely overall better than the Halloween soirees in France, I still don't think Mickey's Not So Scary is a must-do. Like, if you've done it once, then you can wait and not do it for a few years and then do it on your next trip after 5 or 6 years of not having done it. What I will say though is the Halloween parties in Paris are definitely a lot more spooky, a lot more scary, a lot more kind of aimed at adults than Mickey's Not So Scary. At Mickey's Not So Scary, there are loads of kids. There's a lot of like trick-or-treating, loads of candies being given out. It's actually meant to be like Mickey's Not So Scary, so it's not like really a scary vibe. It's more fun and spooky than scary. Whereas in Paris, as you saw, the vibe is a lot more adult, it's a lot more grown up. And generally speaking, I feel like I saw more adults than children. There were definitely some children around, and there were some kids and children that actually seemed to be enjoying themselves. But you have to also remember that these parties don't end until 2 a.m. So is it even worth it for you to buy a ticket for your child to come and stay up that late? I'm not so sure. I did also even spot some toddlers there who were actually dressed up. They looked really cute, but again, I don't know if they even had the capacity to stay up that late. I did see some parents with like little small babies who were asleep or on like a pushchair asleep. So personally, it's not something that I would recommend bringing a child. I would say as long as your child is over the age of 8 or 9, then maybe they will have a good time. But any child under the age of 7, 8 then might not be the best, you know, use of time for them, personally speaking. But then again, I don't have a child, so I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments if you have brought a child to the Halloween soirees and how they liked it. My personal highlights were meeting Mickey. I really did enjoy meeting Mickey, and I think if you're going to one of these Halloween soirees, it is always fun to meet at least one character. You really are only going to have time for one character anyway, but try and meet one, because normally they do have some fun rare ones, and it could be a nice way for you to look back and be like, oh, I met this cool character. Like for me, Mickey in his Halloween outfit was something that I'd never done before. I'd never met him in this outfit before, and despite the wait being quite long, it wasn't too bad because we were in that little house, Mickey's theatre, and we're watching the, you know, animations and stuff, so it wasn't too bad. And you've got a photo pass there as well, so that was fun. I would have liked to have met Miguel as well, and he also had a photo pass, but I think between the two I made the right choice with going for Mickey personally, because Mickey is my favorite, and I just really liked meeting him in his costume. I always get like wowed and amazed. No matter how many times I meet Mickey, I'm always like, oh my god, it's always very special. I also really enjoyed just the atmosphere in Adventureland and Frontierland, both of those lands. There were loads of people in them, so, you know, again, brace yourselves. If you're going to one of these events, you're going to be surrounded by a lot of people, lots of music, lots of like loud noises constantly, but the atmosphere was amazing. And on Main Street too, later on, it was really weird but very, very cool. So more than anything, I think I enjoyed the atmosphere, and if I were to go again, I think I would just skip some of the shows. Like, I don't think either of the shows were that good. So if they have these shows on again in the future, I would skip both of them. I really would. The best thing, actually, oh my god, the caves in Adventureland, that was so much fun, and something that I did not expect at all in Disneyland Paris. Like, it's more of a Halloween Horror Nights type of vibe. You know, people coming up to you and screaming, and it was just really fun. That felt just very exhilarating. I really enjoyed that, and kind of walking past Phantom Manor. I believe there must have been like Melanie and maybe the Phantom as well. It might have just been Melanie from Phantom Manor. Some of the characters from Phantom Manor were out and about in that area. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it, but just being there and kind of walking past Phantom Manor felt really cool to me. So that is all, to be honest. I have talked a lot, and it is now 2:15 a.m. basically 3:15 a.m. Now we've gone 1 hour back. I really need to sleep. Oh my god, I need to take these ears off. I'm really tired. One thing as well to add is to bring some snacks with you. So if you think you're gonna get hungry, like I did not expect to get hungry at all, because normally I'm very good at just basically, you know, not eating after past a certain point. And with tonight, I had my dinner at around 4 o'clock, and it was a decent sized dinner as well. So I thought it's gonna do, like I'm gonna be fine. But I think because, like, you know, you're walking so much, there's a lot of adventure, you're on your feet a lot, you're bound to get a little bit hungry. And so then I needed a little bit of a snack, the Smarties, which you know, it killed about 20 minutes of time for me because I was in the queue for about 20 minutes just to be able to get those Smarties. Had I had some snacks with me, had I brought something with me, I wouldn't have had to do that. And I didn't bring anything with me just because I genuinely didn't think I was going to get hungry. So bear that in mind. I personally wouldn't recommend going to one of the restaurants and kind of, you know, wasting your time that way. Have a sandwich with you or something and just munch on it in a queue. And yeah, I need to sleep. Lord have mercy. I'm so sorry for the mess of this video, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the Halloween soirees, leave them down below. And if you're going on the 31st of October, the next one, let me know what that's like. If you enjoy it, it's going to be the same as this one, just with half an hour extra. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching and thank you for coming along on this very long video with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and it was really lovely meeting all of you guys tonight as well. It's just always so much fun. And yeah, I appreciate you. Follow me on Instagram to see some of the photos that I took with Mickey. I'm gonna take this off. I cannot wait to get in my pajamas and sleep because I need to be up and awake in about 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. Lord have mercy. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.